For more on college campus anti-Semitism and the resignation of Miss Gay, we're joined now by Hillel International President and CEO Adam Lehman. Adam, thank you for being here and braving the snow. I think it's important for viewers. I want to get to Claudine Gay, but before we do, just you study this, Hillel does. How prevalent is anti-Semitism today on these college campuses?
Yeah, thank you so much, Griff, and thanks for having me for the discussion. The issue is pervasive, and it's really kind of shocking. Since October 7th, at Hillel International, we have received reports from Jewish students of 800 instances of anti-Semitism, and that's on hundreds of college campuses across North America. And when I talk about 800 incidents, these are not simply graffiti and hate speech, although that is very common. We've tracked 41 physical assaults. It's really unprecedented.
Wow. So Claudine Gay's problems really began, obviously, the incidents on campus, but at the congressional hearing, when Congresswoman Elise Stefanik was questioning the three presidents, Ms. Gay included, about what was happening on Harvard's campus. Here's a little bit of that exchange. Listen.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
It depends on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should resign.
So, Adam, she couldn't even bring herself for admitting that calling for the genocide of Jews is a violation of Harvard's conduct, and then largely she failed spectacularly, I would submit to you, in protecting Jewish students on the campus. So with the situation at Harvard, does it go deeper than just Claudine Gay? She, by the way, defended herself in an op-ed accusing her critics of racial stereotypes and the like. But some have been suggesting that really Harvard's corporation board should all step down for allowing it to happen, that it's larger than Claudine Gay. What do you say?
It's absolutely systemic in terms of the issues at Harvard. And again, it's so many other universities. We do hope that with the change in leadership, that new leadership does take the issue more seriously. But when you look at what's not being done, that's where we see opportunity. Number one, universities, and this is true at Harvard and it's true elsewhere, they need to discipline students, faculty, and staff who are crossing lines and engaging in harassment and intimidation or outright assault. That should be easy, and it's not happening. The discipline is not taking place, and it's not taking place in a speedy way. Number two, we need universities to engage in education. That's what they're about. And yet so many young people don't understand the nature of contemporary anti-Semitism, including the way the demonization, pervasive demonization of Israel plays into anti-Semitic tropes and behaviors. So getting through the discipline, the education, and finally, asserting control over their campuses. There is no rule in the universe that says that a university needs to allow the quad, the dorm, the library, the classroom to be 24/7 places for protest and protest that can evolve into mob-like behavior. They have the ability to restrict time, place, and manner of where protest happens so that students can continue to be educated and feel safe and secure.
It's fascinating. I think you're really onto something there, Adam, on the education part. And you're seeing people like billionaire Bill Ackman and others really starting to challenge this DEI, the diversity, equity, inclusion part of this. Do you see a connection there? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, at Hillel, we certainly want to support efforts to address discrimination against any minority on campus. But I would say that DEI frameworks have largely failed Jewish students. In 80% of students that we surveyed, this was just last month, who had DEI programs and initiatives on their campus that educated students about discrimination, 80% of those students said there was nothing involving anti-Semitism, no education. We also know from Jewish students across so many campuses that if they go to a DEI office to report an issue, they're literally told in many cases, that's not part of what we do. Even though hate crimes and hate speech against Jews is the highest level of incidence on a percentage basis of the population of any minority. So
And that's unacceptable.
Totally unacceptable. And again, this is where On the positive side, this isn't that hard. If universities are going to invest millions of dollars into addressing discrimination, let's make sure you incorporate anti-Semitism in that.
We got to leave it there, Adam, but great discussion, and I hope these universities will take your recommendations. They're simple, straightforward, and important. Adam Lehman, thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.